So let me share with you a story of woe and pain. I've seen a sharp decline in the number of people reading my blog and sharing it on social media channels. I've also experienced a slump in the number of people clicking through on my own social media updates. And this is a trend that is really quite embarrassing considering what it is I do for a living and has left me worried for some time. There was a time when I could guarantee over 500 click-throughs on any link I shared via Twitter. Now I'm lucky if I get half of that. In fact, Google Analytics numbers suggest that there's been a 56% drop in people coming to my site via social media in the last year alone. I couldn't help but feel that this was a failure on my part. Was my content becoming more boring? Had I lost my edge? Was I just old and washed up? Should I just give up and retire now? Fortunately, I stumbled across a post on Buffer that expressed a similar issue. Hallelujah, I cried, I'm not alone. A little more research helped me get to the bottom of the problem, which is one of content saturation. You see, we've seen a huge shift in recent years, a shift exaggerated by changes in the Google algorithm, a shift away from traditional SEO and advertising towards content marketing, and that's led to an explosion in content being published online. According to TalkMag, WordPress users are publishing, get this, 17 new posts every second. Just think about that for a minute. That's just below 1.5 million posts a day, and that's just on WordPress. Depending on who you listen to, content production is doubling every 9 to 24 months, which is terrifying if you think about it. We're flooded with a never-ending stream of content battling for our attention. Social media updates, podcasts, YouTube videos, and of course blog posts. It's not surprising then that with more content out there than ever before, users are less likely to share your posts, my posts. Sure, our tools have improved, allowing us to manage this flood of content better, but the explosion in content is outstripping the power of tools to adapt. The amount of time we spend consuming content has increased by 2 hours in the last 3 years. But this can't continue forever, and even if it could, some expect the web to be 5 times bigger in just the next 5 years. In short, there's no way we can process the amount of content being flung at us. This is what Mark Schaefer referred to as content shock, the point where demand for content ceases to increase and yet the supply continues to skyrocket. This is unsustainable, and as Mark writes, in simple economic terms, content marketing, the hottest marketing trend around these days, may not be sustainable as a strategy for many businesses. In short, it's going to become hard to get people to read your content. They can only read so much in a day, and with more content being thrown at them all the time, they're not going to keep up. Only those with really deep pockets will be able to attract attention to their content. So where does that leave the rest of us? Now, I don't think that there is a single magic answer to this particular challenge. I think it will depend on your organisation and your objectives, but I've got a feeling that community building might be a crucial part to this particular puzzle. At the moment, most organisations have a relatively superficial relationship with their readers. They treat the relationship as a rather one-sided transaction. I produce content that some people may find valuable, and in return those users share that content to increase the organisation's exposure. Social media has devolved essentially into a competition to gain the most shares, likes and clicks. And that isn't engagement in my mind. A lot of people talk about social media engagement, but I don't think it's really happening. My reaction to all of this is to focus more on community, to build real relationships with my followers and help them build relationships with one another, and that is the crucial part. Something that I'm currently exploring through a new Slack channel that I've created, a chance for my followers to get to know one another. Social media has become a one-to-many platform really, but what we really need is a many-to-many platform. And this is where real community comes from. When a group of followers become a community that knows one another, this taps into something tribal within us, something that's discussed in depth in Seth Godin's book, Tribes. This provides the community with a sense of identity and an ownership over your brand. Of course, the downside of all of this is it means letting go of control. It means nurturing community rather than just broadcasting messages at people. It means allowing your community to shape your collective identity. And that, I fear, is something that many organisations are going to find very hard to do.